Perfect. So first, I wanted to really kind of brag with our new website. We literally uploaded it 3 minutes ago. One of the reasons why is because this is the first time we actually have links to the actual testnet apps. So I'm very, very proud. You can go in and check it for yourself. But the important part is the become a staker button. It's basically points us to our web app. This is what most people will see. Of course, there's two ways to interact with the network. You can do it via web app, and you can do it programmatically as well. For our purposes, of course, we'll do it here. And so you have two paths, and we'll cover them afterwards. But if you are an operator and you're running an SSV node, it's pretty easy to run it, and then you simply need to register so the network participants can know you exist and select you as an operator. And if you are a validator, it's pretty simple as well. We support the key store files you get from the Launchpad, and so you can simply select one. I have a bunch of them here. All of them are already deposited. I know this one is not used, so you simply select a key store file, put in the very sophisticated password, and give it a few seconds, and basically this is the last screen. You can now select the operators, and so what we try to do here is, first of all, it shows all of the operators. You'll notice that some of them are verified and some are not. For the purposes of the testnet, verified means that we know the operator, and we know that that operator kind of made a promise, a non-binding promise, but a promise nonetheless to keep their node up and running and update it to the latest versions and so on. And so it will just make easier for people coming in to select those operators because they know they're online and they just work. And so you can, as we mentioned, we can select 4 of them. I'll choose Uric. I'll choose whoever. Stake, and what was the last one? Foundry, let's say. And the next screen is just, you understand that, you know, if this node this validator runs already, you'll get slashed, and of course it doesn't. And that's it. We basically broadcast a transaction to the Ethereum network with the encrypted shares for each one of the operators. And once the transaction clears, the operators themselves, the nodes, pick up the shares and basically start coordinating for the next available duty they have. I'm not sure we'll have time to wait 6 minutes, but generally speaking, it works automatically. That's basically the journey a user has that wants to test out the SSV network. For example, if we have somebody who wants to run several validators, they can do so programmatically as well, and hopefully we'll get very fast to a point where we already have staking services, pools, and so on integrate and start testing it out, how it will look like. And so the transaction cleared. We can actually see that on the Explorer. This is our Explorer. It shows the actual validator and the operators assigned to it, and later on we'll actually see much more details. We'll have dedicated operator pages. We'll have much more details in terms of the history and messages being sent for a specific validator and so on. And so there's a lot of work in making this more transparent and more understandable. But that's basically it for a validator to run. And for an operator, it's just a matter of running the SSV node and then registering on the same website. Any comments, questions, anyone?
Just a couple comments maybe for people watching if they're going through this. You might be very, very familiar with this, in which case, good for you. But if you're not, so this validator, that's the thing that's backed by 32 girly ETH here, worth 0. The SStaker Discord can help you with getting the girly ETH, because that's a little hard to get right now. And it's just like running a validator anywhere, just you don't have to run your own infrastructure. So us node operators, we run the consensus client. For example, I've got a Techo and a Lighthouse running in the backend. And then we run the execution client like a geth, and we run this SSV node. And then each one of us gets a fourth, and none of us can screw up and slash you. That's that it, Alan? About right?
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get to a point where you can actually select more than four, and that will be very interesting to see. I think that depends on the use case, but if you are a DIY staker and you have one or two maybe validators, maybe four is a good number for you in terms of operators per validator. If you're a bigger staking service, for example, you might want to choose more just as precaution. The same way you configure your cloud provider, for example, right? If you are running something very small and home-like, you'll maybe choose less powerful servers and so on, and pay less. And if you are a big service, you might choose higher end infrastructure. The same way goes here. And it will be very interesting to see the what people pick and how they configure it. If I need to go maybe even more into the future, I'll say that this very much can be also divided for each operator by regions and so on. So an operator can offer a database in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and so on, and users can come and pick up those data centers to further configure and further decentralize maybe or diversify their configurations. And you can even take it a step forward and choose the technology stack each operator uses, beacon implementation, and so on. I think that that's if we're aiming for an infrastructure like network, I think that's crucial. I think that giving the options for people to configure what they need is crucial, and that's definitely something.